Good morning. Happy Monday, Sovereign Day to you all. It's Monday and it's the 9th of May today. I would like to come live, but I didn't quite have enough time for it. Today I start the one-to-ones in Patreon, which I'm really excited about. So I really have to be managing my time. What I want to talk about today is a very difficult subject for me to broach. It's a very difficult thing for me to talk about, but I think it's important. And this isn't about this is about observation, and it's about where we are, it's about where we're going, it's about compassion and understanding, and the fact that where we're going, there's no secrets. You can't hide anything. What this isn't about is about pointing the finger or blaming or shaming or highlighting any person in particular. This is about an experience that I have been through this weekend, but it really applies to us all. I think there's a huge teaching in that for us all from source, so from the original creator of your soul. But it's a little bit difficult for me to talk about, so I might fidget a little bit. I'm trying not to. It's much easier when I'm live and I can talk to people. So this is about the judgmental spiritual community and how judgy the spiritual community can be. So I am in a space where I just know, I know things. I know if people are talking about me. I know I can pick up on people's thought process. Listen, you don't have to believe any of this that I'm talking about, right? You don't have to believe it. You don't have to resonate. This could be a massive trigger warning for some people, okay? So you don't have to watch this. It's a choice. If you're struggling with this information while you're watching it and it's making you feel anything other than neutral, then breathe into your heart or switch off. Okay, so I know things because I'm an intuitive empath, and I'm not saying I know everything, right? But because of the way I work with energy, if words, feelings, energy is directed at me, I'm aware of it. And there's been certain energies for a while being directed at me personally from people within the spiritual community. And they have been that of judgment. And I've known this for a long time. These things can't hide in my, they can't hide in my field. So I was just aware of it and just was clearing it, because I think what we need to understand is when we're talking about people, the words that we use are like daggers. They're like, if you talk about somebody negatively or in judgment or with anything other than love and compassion, what you're doing is energetically throwing daggers at their field, and it's called a psychic attack. Okay. Now, there are people who are completely unconscious of this. But within a spiritual community, if somebody calls themselves spiritual or awakened, or I don't know, they're a Reiki master, or they're a healer, or they're a light worker, or they're a medium, or they're a psychic, or whatever, psychic, spiritual term label we want to give ourselves, we should be aware of this. We should be aware Our words, our thoughts, our actions have impacts on other people. And if we are if we say that we are spiritual and that we're compassionate and we're loving and we're loving and love and light, is it love and light to be throwing judgment at other people because of their choices? I don't think it is. I don't know what you think. I don't think that's very love and light. I don't think that's very compassionate. I don't think that's very understanding. So there has been energies thrown at me for a while because, look, my awakening was very quick. I've always been spiritual. I've always been aware of another world, of spirit, but I wasn't awake to what was happening in the world until 2017, and when my vessel was really turned on to start communicating behind the veil. Let's put it that way, okay? And I started off sharing on Facebook, and I had a small little spiritual group on Facebook. Beautiful family, it was because I was in I started up a spiritual physical business, and from that my workshop grew, and the 21-day workshop started, and we became a little family on Facebook. And it was beautiful. And I love every single person I've been in contact with through that. Things change. And my business was taken away from me. My physical business was taken away from me. Now I need to call it a business because in the third dimensional construct reality, that is okay. But from a 3D construct, this is a business, okay? So it was taken away from me. My one-to-one face contact with people was taken away because of COVID. And I understood at that time, I just trusted, okay? And it changed to being online. And that community, the people I was getting in touch with, the people that I was in service to grew in number. Like you lot watching this, right? You beautiful people. So instead of it just being local people or just a small, beautiful group of people on Facebook, it grew to the world. It grew to be, I'm in service to all. So why wouldn't it be worldwide? Right? Why wouldn't what I've got to say be heard across this whole realm or construct, whatever this is we're in? So how I was helping people change, and how I was helping the planet changed, and the work that I was doing changed, and if anybody's been watching this, you know that it's been changing again, because this is the evolution, ascension evolution. We're changing. We're the more I step up, the more I can help more people. It's really that simple. But there have been judgment out there from people who I would have called friends, family, soul family. And it was confirmed to me over the weekend. I knew it was happening anyway, but it was confirmed to me over the weekend that there has been judgment placed on me saying that I have changed and that I'm all about the money. Okay. And if you think that is okay. It's okay for you to have that belief system, and it's okay for you to, you can think whatever you want, okay? If you're watching that and you believe that about me, that's okay. But this is coming from people that are very close to me, that I love very much. And they didn't come to me and say it. They didn't come and have a conversation with me. In fact, they haven't spoke to me for about a year. But this love and light spiritual community thought that they would get together in a little gaggle and have these conversations about me, and that I wouldn't know. Or, I mean, listen, it doesn't matter. This isn't about this isn't about pointing fingers to anybody, but this is everywhere. This has just happened to me. This is everywhere. Okay. And there's just a few things I want to address about it because I think it's very important. So what I did about it was drop into my heart and talk to the original creator of my soul and ask for the best possible way to transmute this, to move forward from it, to not be, because it wasn't nice. I was really hurt. I felt punched in the gut. It was, I cried. I went through emotions. I'm human. But I had to sit and ask the best way to transmute this. And how do I heal from this? Because as much as, I'm in a place where I can really kind of brush off judgment, and I knew these things were happening anyway. When it was confirmation, it still hurts. Okay, it still bites. So I dropped into my heart and I confronted it, not from a confrontational point of view, not that way, but I actually recorded a video to the person in question, just to talk about, how that made me feel, what I actually do, and it came from love and it came from a beautiful place. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm not anything other than in a place of love about it, because it's been my teacher, and it's teaching me even more compassion, and it's teaching me even more understanding, and it's teaching me to open my heart up. And I've moved through that energy. And now I can talk about it to try and help other people. So the few things I want to say about this is, first of all, within the spiritual community, there's been a very strong program, and I've spoke about this before. There's been a very strong program about you shouldn't charge for your gift. Okay. I don't charge for my gift. I charge for my time. And nobody really knows the work that I do behind the scenes, or who I help, or what I do. Nobody really knows because they don't walk my path. But believe me when I say this, I walk my walk and I talk my talk. I don't come in here going, ooh, and I do this and I do that and I do this, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to anybody else. It's nobody else's business. Right? Nobody else's business what I do. That's between me and the original creator of my soul, what I'm here to do. Okay? In the ethers. I work 24 hours a day, pretty much. Okay? So, and we live in this world where we have bills to pay, and our exchange still within this reality is money. It's a physical product of money. Okay? And I could charge a lot more or exchange a lot more for the work that I do. I had to put things in perspective because it was good, because it made me question, oh, am I doing that? Like, have I gone there? Is that, have I become that person? Have I changed and become, I don't know what it is that they're projecting on me? And no, I have changed because I change every day, because this is this. I'm not here to stay still. I'm not here not to change. Every day I try to become a better version of myself. Every day I try to be the highest version of myself in my heart, balanced in service to the all. Every day. I don't get a day off from that. So I do change, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to go from being a vessel that was fully asleep to being a vessel that's fully awake in the most service that I can be. And that's my choice. And that's what I'm here to do. And it's not always easy to record yourself and put yourself on the World Wide Web where anybody can watch what I'm talking about here, or watch my journey, or, you know, what do I get from that? I don't understand. I don't understand what people can think that I get from that. It's like, you know, I walk about in really bright clothes and I can feel this judgment of, look at her, she wants to be looked at, she wants to be seen. I don't. I just know that color makes people happy, and it makes me happy, and it's what I choose to do. You know, if they want to think that, that's okay, but that's not the truth. That's not my truth. That's not where I am. That wasn't why I chose to do that. Okay. So and I had to look at it, you know, things are changing for me, you know, session wise and stuff, but predominantly I had one session with people and I would clear the home and I would clear the energy, and I deal with a lot of dark stuff. Okay. Put myself at risk while I'm doing this work. And I have one session of doing that. I don't book you in the following month and the following month and the following month and the following month. One session, an investment in themselves of £111. People can go to a Reiki healer and they can book in a session at £50 every month. How much is that over a year? I have one session. One session. People can come and see me again, of course they can, but you know, things can come up. But I teach people how to look after themselves. I pass the baton over to them. I said, this is what I've done. This is what you do. This is what you can do if you choose to keep your energy clear, to keep your energy protected, to ground yourself. I teach people how to do the stuff themselves. They're not reliant on me for information. They're not reliant on me for healing. They're investing a one-off payment of £111 in themselves. Or, I'm not knocking it. Everybody has their own choices. Everybody can do whatever they want. There's no judgment here. They can go to somebody for a reading every month and pay £50 a month, or they can do that twice a year. They can do that for 3 years. They've still paid a heck of a lot more than what I'm doing in one session. So it's just you know, it's we all see things differently. You know, we all see things differently. And there's this thing about, you know, there's a slight jealousy in that of, oh, they charge that an hour, but I only charge this an hour. Or they're just doing it for the money, because they see me allowing myself to know my worth, knowing the exchange for the work that I'm doing, for my time I can't get back. And maybe these people that think that, maybe they're not there. When I sat and I asked Creator about, you know, Creator said, why are you hurt? And I said, because I thought this person loved me. And Creator said, this person does love you. They just don't fully love themselves. And that was really eye-opening for me. It was really hugely transformational, because I got it. You know, I got it. And all right, Buster. Okay, lie down, darling. Okay, lie down. Right. I got it. You know, it actually really wasn't about me. It was more about them. So we can all be given judgment. We can all be, you know, have these things thrown to it. And for me, it's much easier to accept from people that don't get it, or that aren't spiritual, because they're not conscious, they're not aware. But I think as a community of people, and this is why I see there's a difference between the spiritual community and an ascension community. You know, the ascension community are working on themselves every day to change, to ascend. Sometimes my observation only, part of the spiritual community have kind of stayed stuck a little bit. So can we just be more aware And listen, I'm not saying I've never spoken about anybody in my life or I've never done these things. I have, but I haven't done it since I've been aware of what that is and what my words are throwing daggers at people when I'm talking about people rather than speaking about them rather than to them. I'm psychically attacking them with my words. So I think that, you know, as a spiritual community, can we just be more aware of that? If we're going to be in a place where we're preaching love and light, can we be that? Can we encompass that? And if we do feel ourselves talking about people negatively, talking about them rather than to them, because all this needed was a conversation with me and they would have understood. Can we, if we do this, can we start taking responsibility? Can we go, do you know what? I'm sorry. Let's have a conversation about this. I had the wrong perspective. I had the wrong, and I can see now that that's actually coming from a place within me. That isn't something that's coming from a place in you. And actually, you have the right to exchange whatever you want for your services. And you have the right to do whatever you're doing without my judgment, because it's none of my business. But if I am in a place where I'm saying that I'm love and light, and I'm putting these, you know, out there, can we just get better at being that? Because where I am, where we're going, there's no hiding. I live my life now consciously. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but when something's brought to my attention, I've done something to offend somebody or to hurt somebody or whatever that is, I look at that and I take responsibility for that, and I try to have a conversation about that to help them understand my perspective and how we have two different perspectives of how that's happened. I don't talk about people. A very wise person said to me, watch how other people talk to you about others, because that's how they're talking about you. And if you think about that, that's true. Where we're going on this ascension journey, we can't hide. There's going to be a point in time where we're telepathic. So if you think about somebody, they're going to know what you're thinking about them. You're talking about them, they're going to know that you're talking about them. And if you're in a place where you are talking about people negatively, be aware that energetically you're throwing back black daggers and arrows into their energy field. It's not nice. And it's certainly not love and light. So, you know, if as a spiritual community, we can, and this is why I say all the time, your words, your thoughts, your actions, it's very, very, very important to be super, super conscious about that. Because of the energy that it holds and the energy that it flows. I've got to go. But I just wanted to put this out there that and talk about it and put it in the open. I'm open to discussion. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. I'm just reiterating that this isn't judgment and this isn't pointing fingers or blaming, or I just think there's a bigger lesson for everybody to learn here and to understand and to be conscious and aware and accepting. And, you know, when we do, if we are preaching that we are on this journey and we're spiritual and that we're love and light, that we can actually be that rather than just say it, and understand that we're human and we can fall, you know, we're going to do things, but everything is truly, truly divine. And I really do believe that it's just another lesson that we're learning and trying to, we're trying to diminish as we walk through these veils and get closer to this unity consciousness. You can't hide in these energies. You know, you just can't. We're not in a world now where you can hide that darkness. Everything is being brought up to the surface. Thank you for listening. I love you. Have a sovereign day.